Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the MTG Arena Run. Today we are going to be doing a Decathlon event. And I already did the sealed event last night. It was a disaster. It's if you in a way it's really harder to build a sealed deck when you are when you don't have the synergy of one full set. You're mixing up two different sets. There is still some synergy there, but it's still quite questionable. Also, it was a weird case. My first sealed pool, I had the removal I wanted, but not the really big bombs to follow up. While in the other sealed pool, I had some of the big bombs, but not the removal I wanted. Yeah, I kind of need a very good mix of both, and actually, I never got the bombs I really wanted. A lot of them were still quite vulnerable. So yeah, that's just the nature of sealed. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. We're gonna do something that we have some control over with. So it's gonna be Alchemy, pretty plain and simple. Now the big boogeyman that's being talked about is mono black. So I made some adjustments to this particular deck. I originally ran this as mono white. Then I saw an MTG Goldfish. When you start adding the glass pool mimics, it looks like everyone figured that out. We see a lot of Esper builds going for clerics into mimics. I decided not to go with the cleric builds, so to speak. I really am not comfortable with a three color mana base here, so I decided just keep it simple, 2 colors, and some notable changes just to get going. Okay, it's mostly the 3 drops, but there are a few 2 drops as well, so you're not completely helpless until turn 3. Professor Symbology is always a good one. The clone crafters are here mostly to give us an idea what our opponent is running. You can usually make a good guess of what the opponent has, especially if you get a good lucky hit with clone crafter. I have also gotten Leer and Hullbreaker Horror off clone crafter, so if the game ever did go long, that's a thing. The big issue is usually board wipes. So aside from Jawari Disruption, we also added Malevolent Hermit, added Negate. I could have opted for Disdainful Stroke, but sometimes there are some cheaper spells like Divide by Zero that I do want to counter with Negate. So that is a thing. And we also have some ways of making things painful. Like, we don't have the Asharn to punish treasures here. That would, again, make us into 3 colors. Though I did consider green-white for a while. So instead, we're using Archon of Emeria. Mostly for each player can't cast more than 1 spell each turn part. Doesn't really affect us that much. We're mostly casting 1 spell a turn anyway. It does hurt the turns deck, and it hurts control decks to a certain point. So that's gonna be there. Also up there is Redain. I originally had Talia, but Talia also hurt us a bit. So we'll stick with Redain here. Our main goal is to take out the board wipes anyway. So this one's a good hit. Also, not many people running Orzhov with Path of Peril. So then we have the usual suspects: Brutal Catar, Elite Spellbinder, Skyclave Apparition, Glasspool Mimic to copy Glorious Inquisitor Captain. We have Linvala Shield of Sealed Seagate to give us mostly indestructible. It doesn't protect from a Meat Hook Massacre. We have another card for that. But it does a good job against most other board wipes, which is what we're usually concerned with. Also, a very good way of making combat a bit complicated as well. And we do have 2 copies of Glorious Protector. This is kind of a sideways way of dealing with a big Meat Hook Massacre. It exiles a lot of our creatures. If our opponent happens to have enough to kill the Glorious Protector, so be it. The creatures come back, we get our shenanigans all over again. And that's pretty much it. We have some Fateful Absence, some Kabira Takedown for initial spot removal. And the sideboard's the usual stuff. Reduce, Teaching, 1 Mascot Exhibition. We're not a high mana deck, so more emphasis on the environmental sciences, but even then, I can see an argument for, like, say, cutting one of the teachings or the Reduce to Memory in favor of either Expanded Anatomy or Introduction to Prophecy. I guess I could have spread the gap a bit wider there. Introduction to Annihilation is also a thing. So this one scares me because if we miss our land drops, and we are a bit shy on the land department, we are running virtually 25, but a lot of them are ETB tap. We do have a Malevolent Hermit, so I'm actually going to keep this. Opponent is going to be playing mono white, so that is going to be an issue. The good news is we do hit our Hermit. Opponent is in Clerics. So we'll play the Malevolent Hermit, give us something on the board to respond. I can play the Archon. I have to assume our opponent has non-basics, but not net. Also, we will trade this off right away. The trick to life gain is to minimize the ways of gaining life as much as possible. Sure, they recast that. I could just cast Elite Spellbinder just to get a peek of what we're up to. Looks like our opponent is stuck, so... Linvala is also a good one because it trades with Angel of Unity. Yeah, we'll go with Linvala first. We don't... Yeah, we have Wizards, we have Clerics, but I could have sneaked in a Warrior and a Rogue somehow, but not often that we need to have the full party. Also, it looks like our opponent is stuck. So we're gonna go ahead with Inquisitor Captain. Our opponent might just see if we can get the double up. If we don't get the double up, we can do Professor to... I can also get Clone Crafter. They do have a few good hits like Aura. Let's just do the Professor first. So we're getting Environmental Sciences because we're doing the 2 into 3. We're not gonna swing. Opponent does hit their 3rd land. I'm really... Usually when it's a Clerics build, it's really all out on the Clerics, so... Righteous Valkyrie. So that's a good Skyclave Apparition target, if there is one. Also note that our opponent has been stacking something else up. So there's a curiosity right there. Anyway, we're gonna do Environmental Sciences into Skyclave Apparition. We could also do Inquisitor Captain, but we'll play it safe. Yeah, and also make sure you get the correct lands. This does not have Vigilance, so I am a bit loath to swing with that. Also because Angel of Unity has lifelink, so it's something to consider. I could also just consider playing Archon next turn because our opponent is stuck on really stuck on mana. Elite Spellbinder, so they're gonna take a peek at what we have. So that's the one they've been stacking up. They most likely take the Inquisitor Captain because we could really double up on that. It does allow us to just play Elite Spellbinder to block their Elite Spellbinder, so there's a play. Also, I can just swing with Inquisitor Captain regular. That's fine. Okay, we're not... We actually could counter something, so I'm actually gonna just play the Elite Spellbinder. Okay. They have their own Inquisitor Captain. That's kind of their plan. They do have Skyclave Apparition. Vanishing Verse is an issue. We'll take the Skyclave Apparition away first because we only have one shot. opponent is not gonna trade. Now our opponent could do Vanishing Verse. We can just end up sacking Linvala to protect it, to protect whatever gets targeted. We also probably want to play the Malevolent Hermit to start slowing down any other future spells, since we know our opponent has it. I was actually hoping our opponent would hit a land so that we could cast, Jawari Disruption and on one of their big 4-drops. Or we can just do Jawari Disruption on that. I have a clue. Opponent probably trades that off. I'm actually fine with that. Yep, they finally hit their 4th land. They hit an Inquisitor Captain, so we can't we can kind of counter their drop if it's like a Skyclave Apparition or a Brutal Cathar with Linvala. Elite Spellbinder. Well, we're not countering that. So we actually have multiple choices here. I kind of want to cast Inquisitor Captain, but we know they have a Vanishing Verse in hand. I could just sack Linvala, I suppose. Also, but yeah. There's a Redain and a Clone Crafter. Redain, they don't have any big non-creature spells, so I guess it's just Clone Crafter. Well, we take the Elite Spellbinder, that's for sure. Also means we can't swing through the Inquisitor Captain quite yet. But we do have plans for it. Well, we do have plans around it, but this is probably going to be quite grindy in a really horrible way. So we know they have Aura, we know they have Vanishing Verse, we know they have a Skyclave Apparition, we took that one out. So let's see which one they take. There's an argument also for... Yeah, they're gonna get through for 4 anyway, which is the bad news. Oh, they're just going through for 3. Okay. We can minimize the damage by playing the Valkyrie. It makes all their spells more expensive, so that's a thing. And we can still hold up Malevolent Hermit. I can also just play the Archon of Meria just to give ourselves a blocker, I guess. There is an argument for taking the Vanishing Verse to make it more expensive so that we can still counter through it. But we're not planning to count. Yeah, the Angel of Unity giving the extra buff is a bit annoying. Opponent goes for Aura. Okay. So we need to hit some removal. We have Brutal Cathars, because those are the only ones that can hit Inquisitor Captain, which does mean if we hit any of our clone effects, it's actually quite good. We hit the Skyclave Apparition. can hit the Elite Spellbinder. We can actually hit Aura because that's 4. Because that one's an engine. Yeah, might as well cast Redain. Opponent's not playing Snowlands. Most decks usually do though. So I'm gonna pass with no attacks. This is really not so great for us. We have a big board presence, but our opponent has the advantage over time. Angel of Unity again. So that's gonna be one beefy Lunarch veteran. And we're accepting that we're going to lose whichever one is the most important. So if they take Redain, that's gonna be super weird, but it's fine. No, nothing's gonna happen. Hold on. If I swing with everything and give everything hexproof, not so great. Not a great deal, to be honest. Opponent, and okay, here's the weird thing also. Opponent, because of the Malevolent Hermit, they have to wait until they're until they untap, so they're gonna just draw a clue. Yeah, we need to. Okay. Yeah. Kind of got hit by the Lidvala lock. I'm gonna swing with the Elite Spellbinder because it at least trades with their Elite Spellbinder, sort of. If they go to Vanishing Verse, I'm actually fine with that. At least we got rid of that card, so Voice of the Blessed. So now we need to hit another Skyclave Apparition, one of our clones, or a Brutal Cathar. Could also start swinging with Archon of Emeria too, but it's just gonna get blocked by Angel of Unity. There's a negate, but this is the wrong matchup for the job. Angel of Unity having a decent butt is an issue. So we kind of need to decide what to take out here. We can go take out the. Wow, well, looks like we're in a standstill. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can just start swinging at Hall of the Storm Giants to force multi-blocks, I guess. So we definitely played the Plains. Opponent is kind of stuck here. They might have another Vanishing Verse, so I'm actually going to wait for our negate to be live. Yeah, sorry for the staring contest, guys. Yeah, which reminds me that the deck, I should put the deck list up. So apologies to our opponent. So they do get the Righteous Valkyrie down. That gives them a few triggers. Yeah, their board is only going to get better over time because need to hit our removal. An interesting thing we can do is wait for them to swing with something. Okay, we did hit an Inquisitor Captain, so we can just go for that first. Can't quite counter it. Oh, we ran out of cards already. Everything's on the battlefield, so we're not getting any additional help now. We actually want some of our cards to die so that the Inquisitor Captain starts working. But which ones? Yeah, so that's the weakness here. You eventually get to... Yeah, we never got the advantage early. That this is going to be a bit of an issue. Opponent is not going to swing into this. Oh, we do have Kabir takedown. Oh, it can't be count. Well, we can't counter whatever spell they follow up with, so that's gonna be an issue. But we do at least snipe that creature before it becomes an issue. The life gain is probably gonna become a bigger issue, though. Yeah, so it's an argument for having a more universal counter spell, but I'll be honest. Okay, we did hit a brutal Qatar. Actually, with them not casting spells, it's... Oh, wait, here's a problem. We need Archon Emeria to die, otherwise we're not going to be able to cast multiple spells either. Let's go for it. So we're not going to be copying Inquisitor Captain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we're not activating the Hall of Storm Giants either. So we're not copying Inquisitor Captain anymore, but we do have our choice between Brutal Qatar, Skyclave Apparition, Fateful Absence. What did they target? Targeting Brutal Qatar. Now, I actually should have chosen Indestructible, so we would have gotten the clue token. That would have really helped us. So, kind of goofed up on that one. Got so used to using Hexproof, we keep forgetting that there are alternate ways of doing things. So, the plan now is... I'm going to keep swinging Archon of... Well, we need to first have a... Okay, Vanishing Verse. Targeting Brutal Qatar, so... There, Negate is helpful this time. I actually probably want to get Archon and Malevolent Hermit to be killed. They're probably... Yeah, we have to let the... Oh, they're not letting Archon get killed. Okay, they figured it out. So we need to find another way to get this one killed. It's not gonna happen though. So that is the non-bow of having Archon of Emeria. Voice of the Blessed. So that's another target that's going to grow for a bit. Probably should start swinging with the Hall of the Storm Giants though. The idea is to plow through maybe one creature, which would probably be Inquisitor Captain, because they have a smart double block, which is just the 2 big 4/4s. I need to limit the amount of life they gain, and the Inquisitor Captain not quite doing anything anymore at this point, so we'll actually just snipe the Lunar Veteran. Cleric of Life spawned. So gains 1 life instead of 2, which is relevant for Voice of the Blessed. probably not gonna swing this thing. We're actually gonna lose the card draw game at this rate. Yeah, the weird case where Archon of Mary is stabbing. Yeah, they're just waiting for this one to be indestructible. They could start swinging now. It's... Oh, they are gonna swing now. They cast one spell. Let's see if they go for another one. Or are they gonna wait for me to do it on my turn? So, which means I probably should not have cast Elite Spellbinder. Yeah, so it's gonna be a bit of a stretch here. Luminous Phantom. Let's see, do they make the mistake of casting another spell? Okay, it's indestructible now. Yeah, if they're smart, they only cast one spell. They force me to cast two. Well, we do have... Okay, we did hit our two spells, so that's the good news. Let's see, clone of... Planes. Okay, that's fine. So that took a while. Another Voice of the Blessed. So this time the onus is on us to not cast anything for one turn, and then cast two spells back to back. Or we could hit our own or we could hit our own another Brutal Qatar, or even just clone it, one of our clones, or even another Skyclave Apparition would be a great hit. Opponent's starting to trade down the board. Okay, they're starting to trade off flyers, so the first thing we need to do is get rid of the flyers that we can't exactly get rid of easily. So they're kind of counting on the life gain to make this one flying. Yeah, which is a problem for us because we want to not cast anything. It's also indestructible. Wait, is this... No, it's not indestructible yet. Two more counters and it will be. And okay, now it's indestructible, so we need to hit our alternate way of... We could just cast a Hermit if we need to, an emergency blocker. Hold on, I don't know if this is gonna work. Hold on, let's see. This is Graveyard Hand and Library. Okay, it worked. Enough creatures died. Unfortunately, their Elite Spellbinder is quite huge now. So we're probably still gonna lose the game, but we did validate that. But we did have enough answers for, like, what's this? Multiple Voice of the Blessed, multiple Voice of the Blessed, multiple Skyclave Apparitions. Now we just have to deal with the inevitable attack here. So let's see. They've already committed. Because we're taking 11... No, we're not taking 11 damage. We can take 4. Actually wiped out most of their board. Well, and they gain quite a bit of life, but it only benefits this one. This Phantom, sure. Unfortunately, without any other gas, we're probably still in trouble. We might as well swing with the. We might as well swing with the creatures we're not gonna block with. So. Yeah, but we're dead to the flyers. So that one took very long. So there's an argument that we probably don't have enough flyers. I originally had 4 copies of Righteous Valkyrie, but we never got to proc the life gain. We never got to hit the life gain that often. So this one's kind of an awkward adjusted take on that. The assumption is that we would be able to get advantage, but it looks like what happened was we ended up on the standstill. So didn't get our first win there, and we're kind of committed to this. Yeah, Alchemy Clerics is also another deck that's on the rise. I think it is a good match against Mono Black. Yeah, we did not hit our either Glorious Protector, so that was a shame. Okay, so we do... Yeah, we'll keep this one. We can go turn 1 Glasspool Mimic, turn 2 Symbology, look for something. It's kind of dependent on hitting Inquisitor Captains, but even if you don't, we still hit quite a lot of value here. Opponent probably has the same idea. This might be an Esper build, though, which is going to be all sorts of annoying. I probably should have also taken the return to memory instead there. Opponent kind of signaling Jawari Disruption, so I'm gonna just cast the Environmental Sciences right away. No, let's just hit the mana ASAP. Really curious as to what they've got. They clearly have something that can hit a creature. In fact, I'm so curious, I'm probably just going to play the Clone Crafter just to figure out what they have. Clone Crafter is a roundabout way of saying non-blue, I want to know what your deck has. Hullbreaker. Oh, it's just pure control. So this is probably going to be one of... So one of those Fateful Absence, we'll let that slide. Don't know if they have another creature of their own. We're probably just going to end up sacking the Clue. Key to the Archive. Well, we're not countering that. We also have no idea what their big spell is. Good, but we do have a Malevolent Hermit, so we can... We had 2 choices, actually. We can either go Linvala or Malevolent Hermit. Also hit the Deserted Beach, so... I might just do Linvala. It's annoying enough as it is because of the Key to the Archive again. And take note, this produces mana in any combination of colors, so our opponent's gonna have a ton of mana. We really need to Divine Purge. Exile all artifacts taking more. Yeah, sure. Cost 2 more to cast. So we're gonna play our Elite Spellbinder here. Let's see what they have. Do they have a Hullbreaker Horror in hand? We're gonna take that away. And odds are not high, so we're gonna actually just foretell the Glorious Protector. So we kind of just need to hit one more land to use their Hullbreaker Horror. Though we don't know 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They actually have enough mana to hard cast it as is. But they might end up just recasting the Key to the Arc. It's a fairy who slows down the sunset. Let's see. So they can untap one, tap the other. Okay, no, they're floating mana. Gonna do Key to the Archive. Or do they do the Look? Because technically they can untap this to hold up counter spell. Oh, they discarded a counter spell, never mind. So whatever's in their hand is probably good, so good that they're keeping it. Could be a Divide, I guess. Okay, Redain is only non-creature spell, so it's not gonna quite hit. Let's see what the response to this. They're down to one last card. I can cast this, but will be unable to cast anything else. I might want to save it for Hullbreaker Horror anyway. Because we're in the weird case where we have a control player who is out of cards. Yeah, so we're going to save this. We're going to save both the Fateful Absence and the Glorious Protector backup. They probably have Doom Scars. Just wait for them to cast it. Okay. Because one plays a land. Okay, we're doing nothing. I think our opponent knows what creature they have. They probably because they're not running that many. So Hullbreaker Horror. Down to one card. Doomblade to destroy and probably bounce something. Let's see. Bounce the Hullbreaker Horror. Okay, so they found a way to protect it. But we're going to... Now we play Archon of Emeria because that really messes them up. If they happen to top deck a Wrath effect, it'll be really annoying. But it is what it is. Divine Purge also kind of hurts us here because... yeah, we have a bunch of spells we haven't yet cast. spells. Let's see what they foretold. So at the very least, this makes it harder for Hullbreaker Horror to, let's see if they attack. So this gives us a free shot at Elite Spellbinder, just to figure out, okay, it's a land. So we're not taking that down anytime soon. So the question is, what's the card in their hand? They should just play the land. Oh, wait, they might hit another key. They do hit the Doomscar. They get to bounce that, but and since they cast one spell, they can't cast anything until my turn. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they probably just cast a Hullbreaker Horror on their turn, on my turn. So let's see what their follow-up is. For the Doomscar, bounce that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They actually have enough to recast it, so I can't swing with Hall of the Storm Giants. Oh, there's gonna be a bit of a dilemma here. But we do get to clone craft another Hullbreaker Horror, I assume. Yep. Can't cast that. Might as well cast this. Do I play this as... Yeah, I'm gonna play this as a land. Oh wait, I already played the land, never mind. So it's really a case of does our opponent have enough cards in their hand to keep bouncing stuff? Memory Deluge to bounce, say, the... That's actually fine with me. Oh, they're gonna replay the key to the archive. Okay, that makes sense. Because now that... Yeah, we're... And the thing is, key to the archive is mostly instants, which is the big issue. Sometimes they get sorcery, but I have to assume that our opponent's deck is mostly instants. We had the right idea with Archon Shield, Archon of Emeria. I think the mistake was we should have saved the Glorious Protector for an actual Doomstar rather than just Chump Block. Like, the difference between 16 and 9 is not so much here. Okay, so opponent has to spend extra just to... Okay, limits them to 4 mana. Take that. Now they have tons of... Okay, but another thing we can consider is Ward is... Let's double check the wording on Ward. Spell or ability an opponent controls. Opponent will need to have a 1 mana spell to bypass Ward. Oh, and Valkmira makes it even more expensive too, so... I'm hoping they actually swing. Yeah, they miscounted the ward. They forgot there's Doomblade, but it's... It's too late, it already procced. Yeah, they miscounted. They forgot about the war tree. Usually the war tree is not relevant because it's always been the taking turns deck that's been swinging. So the opponent was shields down anyway. Our opponent's certainly gonna find room for Field of Ruins the next time they go around. So unbelievable. I was expecting fast games, but what do we have here? We're close to an hour. We've only had 2 games so far. Ay. This is probably just gonna... I'm probably only gonna do 1 run of this on stream. I might do a 2nd run off stream, but I'm not that invested in get... I kind of want to at least get enough for 1 Decathlon in. Okay, so... We have enough mana for a Negate and a Fateful Absence. And a Clone Crafter. Okay. This is admittedly super sketchy, but we're keeping it. So since our opponent's so let's borrow their creatures. Skyclave Cleric. Okay, so this is probably the Martin Juza build if it's running Skyclave Clerics. Righteous Valkyrie. Sure. Oh, come on. I know you wanted to. I certainly do. So next turn we're probably going to go for Inquisitor Captain. We could actually... If our opponent drops another particular tree drop... I don't have the Inquisitor Captain right away. I need to keep pressure up, so we're gonna snipe with Voice of the Blessed. Let's give them a... Plus it also looks like they're short on lands anyway. Oh no, we're... Yeah, they came... Yeah, they went first. Something's up. We could play this as a land. So... Cleric of Life Spawn. Okay, we're not sniping that anytime soon. swings for 1. So normally I do Inquisitor Captain, but I want to hold up negate, so I'm actually gonna just do Glasspool Mimic. Eventually we'll do Archon of Emeria, but yeah, we're just waiting for them. They do have a few probably unlikely though. They go for their own Inquisitor Captain. Let's see if they hit. They usually have their own Skyclave Apparition, so that is a problem. I'm already starting to. Okay, Elite Spellbinder. So probably lose our. We probably lose Inquisitor Captain, which means we can just play the Skyclave Relic as a creature, then just play Archon of Emeria with negate backup. Okay, we did hit a Brutal Qatar, so we can do Brutal Qatar with negate backup instead. But Brutal Qatar, if they have wait, we do have the counter spell actually. So the trick now is to actually skip and then cast 2 spells. Casting 2 spells might not be easy unless opponent cooperates. Okay, Aura is fine. Life Gain is fine. We take 3, that's fine. Kinda want to do Inquisitor Captain. Brutal Qatar Skyclave Apparition. We'll take the Apparition. Like, yeah, this is the gameplay I was kinda expecting. Opponent might have. Okay, it's usually weird when they block with the Lunarch Veteran. I really don't like going shields down. We had to negate. If they happen to have a Vanishing Verse on Brutal Qatar, not the end of the world, but it could cascade really badly. Oh, it's just another aura, so that's fine, actually. We are still racing up in the air, though. So we're actually... We're gonna flip this one so we can start threatening to take multiples. Opponent really okay casts a Demon's Disciple. Okay, that's 1 spell. We lose the Clone Crafter. Yeah, you don't get to choose, so that's kind of the weakness of Demon's Disciple. You do gain 1 life, and you do get to get something back. Voice of the Blessed. So here comes the interesting part. I can use Glorious Protector, bounce back all the... Oh wait, the problem is Glorious Protector is 3/4, so it's not gonna die. I would need to find a way to get it killed. That said, it does mean I can just cast Glorious Protector just to chump block the Elite Spellbinder. That is a plan. Opponent's actually deciding on it now. They're also considering what happens if they cast a second spell. because they're concerned I'm gonna flip the Moonrage Brute, which would be correct if that's what I probably would do it anyway on my turn if that were to happen. Opponent, okay, opponent's gonna go to attacks. Do they have another? They don't have another 2-mana creature. So. We're going to actually decline. So they get an extra. They get an extra counter on the Voice of the Blessed. Whoopie-doo. Opponent does have the mana for another spell. They're really concerned about the Moonrage Brute though. Or a Skyclave Hierophant to get back Demon's Disciple, I suppose. In which case, I sack. Well, we could also lose the Archon of Emeria, which that's what happened. That's we have the mana for it. So let's see, what do we give up? They get the Okay, so now we actually cast nothing again. Wow. Yeah, we're gonna cast nothing again. And they know we have to negate, so any Vanishing Verse is gonna be really bad. We are 1 mana shy of Archon Brutal Qatar. But if we can hit a cheap creature, we can. Actually, not even cheap creature. Any creature for that matter. Opponent goes Aura again. So they're gonna get back Demon's Disciple. We're probably gonna sack. So I like the synergy. They are gaining quite a bit of life. And let's see, what do they... Yeah, they get nothing out of this, so... Oh wait, no, that's fine. We got our 1-2 now. Oh, I think I targeted the wrong ones. Yeah, because it looks like all of them. Yeah, all of them are now under this one. I should have split it between them. Yeah, we made a goof up. We put everything under that one Brutal Qatar, and if our opponent now has a Vanishing Verse, no, Elite Spellbinder. We'll lose the negate, but that's fine. We can actually start swinging with Archon of Emeria so that we can threaten 2 spells again. Yeah, they're just gonna take it. Yeah, the Brutal Qatar going a long way. Technically, we could have cast it with a flip. But now we need to hit... Well, that's not it. Also, we just need to keep punching with Archon of Emeria until they let us cast 2 spells. That said... since we're not gonna bother that much, we're just gonna also drop the Linvala Shield of Seagate, give us extra protection. Yeah, this is some. Yeah, no, this. Okay, opponent has a Lunarch Veteran. Late Spellbinder doesn't really do much. If we activate this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we'll have only 3 mana left. We want to hold up Negate. Because I'm so gonna swing with because I'm so swinging at everything. Force our opponent to really bad blocks because, well, okay. I kind of wish I could do selective indestructible hexproof because but you know what, it's better this way. Let's make sure. Opponent gains a little bit more life, but now we end the turn. Yeah, our opponent reduced to 1 card. Yeah, they know we have the negate backup for whatever they do. We're gonna eventually punch our way through it. So that, there you go. That is what I expected to work. It does highlight the big issue with this deck, in which it is kind of random. Would probably not as bad as a collective company random, because at least with this one, you're guaranteed 1 out of 2 choices. Well, there is a fail case if you have too many creatures on board. You need to start getting creatures to die, so that's one thing to consider. But yeah, being able to have multiple removal effects, Glasspool Mimic, even if we're not copying Inquisitor Captain, which is the ideal case, copying the other stuff, like copying a Brutal Qatar, copying. Unfortunately, we have 0 plays on turn 2. We don't even have an Inquisitor to hold on to. We will mulligan this. Okay, this is more keepable. Kind of want... I guess we give up the Malevolent Hermit. So turn 2, Professor of Symbology. Our opponent might have a counter for... Oh, they probably still have a counter for it. Let's force them to use it up. If they have a Jawari Disruption, always make them use it. Okay, they're not gonna use it. So, gonna go for Environmental Sciences. Fateful Mending. Is this Spirits, or is this could also be Reanimator, which is kind of harsh for us if they start discarding Hullbreaker Horrors and Toxrills. It means we really have to hold on to this negate at all costs. If okay, there's a Hullbreaker Horror. It's green. So lots of self-mill, so we are so dependent on this and maybe even this. This could also be quite... Oh, it's Quandrix. Oh, it's Ram. So first things first, let's see if our opponent is willing to trade. Usually they're not. Actually, yeah, we're gonna nuke the Divide by 0. Anything that can function as a counter spell, we're gonna take out. So this one is instant and sorcery, so yeah, that also limits their options. We'll take the hit. They can go Fateful Mending again, it's a way to... But it puts lands in hand, not in the... Go for the Teferi. They can untap, tap, play Consider to fill up their hand again. It does, and I guess they can also just untap the Quandrix instead. So We do need to hit that land though. We need to hold up. We need them negate at all costs. Unfortunately, I forgot I only had one island. So why did it tap this way? I don't know. Let's force the trade. But we are in trouble per se. Opponent might as well just cast a Consider. I'm actually surprised. No black mana here, so no Reanimator quite yet. Cultivator Colossus could be a thing, so we also have to be on the... Yeah, so it's really the big debate. Negate or Disdainful Stroke. Test of Talent's not exactly an option because there are some non-creature spells there are some non-instant, non-sorcery spells I am concerned about. Yeah, we played this one because we were anticipating Skyclave Apparition. You have to remember we only have one legit blue source. Opponent's now up at 5 mana. They go Root Coil Creeper, so it's basically ramp into... What's a card with flashback they could get back? I have no idea. Also missing land drops, which is scary. Yeah, let's find out. Let's put a little more pressure on board. I'm just really concerned our opponent already has... Well, they could... Oh. Ooh. Did I press cancel? Yeah, I just pressed cancel. Ah, man. That was a big bummer. Let's see what they discard. They probably discard the 2 lands. Oh, they discarded a different land. They already have one Hall Storm Giants, I suppose. Do they want to spend the divide by 0 to bounce an Elite Spellbinder and punish me for my mistakes? Probably. The nice thing is that Teferi, who slows down the sunset, is 4 mana, so perfect for Skyclave Apparition, I suppose. No, they're really digging. We know they have a Hullbreaker Horror. Coma is another possibility that we can't exactly eke our way out. Not with these cards. Okay, finally hit the Deserted Beach. There's actually an argument for playing Archon of Emeria instead. I'm concerned they might have a board wipe. They are playing double. They are playing white, but it does. Yeah, this doesn't look like a board wipe style deck. The Hullbreaker Horror is the big issue. We key to the archive. That's also a thing. Do we counter that? Yes, we countered that. That's. They might have a counter for the counter, but. It eats up a divide by 0, so I'm actually fine with that. Fateful Absence. I'm actually gonna let that resolve so I can get a 2. So now the play is to limit their spells. So we're gonna drop Archon of Emeria. Professor Symbology kind of helps, but... doesn't help if our opponent does have a Hullbreaker Horror. It does slow down our opponent. Like if they do a divide by 0, they can't really do anything else out after that. Divine Purge. Let's sack this now. They can cast one thing back. I might just go for the elite spell. I might just go for the elite spellbinder, find out what the last card in their hand is. I can also do Skyclave Apparition, Professor Symbology. But let's find out what the last card is. It's a land, okay. In a weird roundabout way. Opponent goes for a creeper. They have enough mana for Divide by 0. So we're actually gonna swing with the Elite Spellbinder first, see if they bounce it. If they do, it gives me a strange well, actually it gives me multiple strange opportunities, but if they go for oh, they're just going Teaching of the Archaics, okay. So knowing that, let's clear the board. This is a weird build. I feel like it's yeah, it's trying to abuse Key to the Archive. Opponent draws a few cards. We have the Brutal Qatar if we for the Hullbreaker Horror. Yasharn. Kinda want to save that. Also kinda want mana as well. So we'll do Elite Spellbinder first. See if this eats, let's say, a Divide by 0. Yep, Divide by 0. Okay, they go for the Mascot Exhibition, so we're now going Brutal Qatar. Going Consider. They're most likely gonna just drop the Mascot Exhibition here. So unfortunately we do have to cast spells. Probably a good time to cast Inquisitor Captain, because if we start, like, say, hitting Glasspool Shores, we can make copies of Brutal Glasspool Mimic, we can make a copy of Brutal Qatar, take out the big... Yeah, they're going for that. They could have another Divide. Okay, now we hit the Negate. We could have used that earlier. Now I have two choices. I can go Elite Spellbinder, figure out what they have in hand, or just wait for them to cast it because it's usually very big. We'll wait. Now we have 7 mana, so if we don't use the Negate, I can ideally drop Archon of Emeria, though... Yeah, it does slip through. We have to assume they have another Hullbreaker Horror in their hand by now. Emeria's Call. Okay, we're negating that. Okay, Skyclave Apparition misses on this, so we'll do Elite Spellbinder first. Clear the hand. Yeah, we'll take the Hullbreaker Horror. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They definitely have the mana to cast it, but it'll eat up their entire turn. I kinda want to save Inquisitor Captain. because yeah, I kind of want to save Inquisitor Captain here, so we're actually not gonna attack. And the reason for this is because we're not certain if our opponent is going to have another spell in their hand at this point. I want to be able. If I knew this was gonna happen, I would have cast this one first. I was planning to do the 2-spell thing, but Hullbreaker Horror kind of changed that. Yeah, that's kind of a naughty side effect. Memory Deluge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they do have the mana to cast that. And probably have a backup spell in hand as well. So if our opponent swings with any creatures, we will see what the best blocks are. Okay, they did swing. Now we want to hold this up as well. Wow. So many tough decisions to make. Just gonna start paring the board down a little bit, trade some tokens. Yeah, unfortunately we need to have the mana to do this, so we're gonna pass. Opponent does go Hullbreaker Horror. We get to flip this to Knight. Yeah, kind of odd that Yasharn is the one with this one. Our opponent can do Memory Deluge, try to bounce something. Yeah, all of a sudden our Skyclave apparitions are not looking so great in the face of a Hullbreaker Horror. Lier, Disciple of the Drown, that should buy back every spell they have. What spells do they have? Mostly divide by zeros. Another Emeria's Call is a problem. I actually want them to cast another spell. The problem is... Okay, they go for it. Yeah, the reason I'm letting that slide is because the apparitions miss on Lier. So the only good side effect is our opponent has Consider, so they can actually bounce their own Hullbreaker Horror. Our opponent could bounce this in response. They do have a Consider. Yeah, the double Considers what I'm... So... Yeah, also having the new wording. So he can bounce back his own Hullbreaker Horror. He can bounce back Brutal Qatar, which just loads up his board again. They do hit a Disdainful Stroke, so that does nothing now. Yeah, all the spells incident. Okay, not all. Some spells don't have. But this is not exactly a winning position for us. We do this to force them to cast something. We are facing down a lot of tokens, so we're kind of dead anyway. Yeah, consider. Let's see what they bounce. Most likely the Brutal Qatar. Oh, they bounce the Lier. Okay. So we still have the Qatar on board. Yeah, but this is good game. That's the most I'm gonna be able to do with this one. Big control. Could we have done any better in this situation? More aggressive. A more aggressive start would have been a better option, but we didn't get that start per se. We spent a lot. We got close, but we made several mistakes on that one. Like accidentally canceling the ability. That was a really bad one. Of exiling Teferi. Like if a slowed down Teferi would have been interesting matters there. Okay, we are keeping this one. We have 3 mana. And depending on the colors, if I'm not sure, I might just go Clone Crafter right away. Black blue, Shambling Gas. Okay, so it is mono blue control. Oh, it's mono blue zombie. No, it's mono blue. It's blue black zombies. Skull Scab, exploit. So they get multiple zombies this way. Not too concerned about that one. I am more concerned about missing the land drops. Yeah, let's do Elite Spellbinder. Let's find out what they have. Tainted Adversary, Fell Stinger. So yeah, there are advantages on Fell Stinger. So we'll cut that out. If they swing with the token, we take. If we swing with Skull Scab, we block. If they do a Tainted Adversary for no value, I'm fine with that too. Opponent's in a bit of a rush. No, we can counter that actually, so... Now, if they have something cheaper, it's kind of bad for us, but I'd rather they spend all of this now. Yeah, go for it. So they probably swing with just the adverse. Well, they could swing with both. Jump off. Probably lose the Clone Crafter because someday. Oh, they're actually. That's weird. Okay, I'll take that. So we hit the Skyclave Apparition, so no real rush. No real rush for Inquisitor Captain. Headless Rider. And sometimes you just copy what's already on board because that already works. Yeah, they're flooded now. We do have Fateful Absence as an option, so... Okay, we also have Negate as an option, so that's quite good for us. Since we're not in any danger of... So we're gonna hold up Fateful Absence or Negate because that's gonna be what does us in. This will be just fine. Let's make things more expensive while we're at it. Overcharge Amalgam. So, Flash. If they exploit to counter that, I'm actually fine with it. They're not. Okay. So, pass the turn. See what they do next. If they go for a kill spell, we negate, then just do Fateful Absence on our turn. If our opponent drops a creature, we can just snipe whichever one's more threatening in response. If our opponent goes Hive of the Eye Tyrant, we might snipe that. Yeah, I probably would snipe that. I would snipe that. I was kind of expecting that they would have their own negate, but looks like they... Yep, they're just going to crack the blue. They have a card, but nothing to do with it. Kind of wish we had one more mana so we can hold up negate while we go Inquisitor Captain. Not quite there. Got his Skull Scab. Gonna pass. Champion of the Parish. Yeah, they're gonna start casting creatures. This Skull Scab. What do they exploit? Exploit the Skull Scab, get the champion to be a little bit bigger. Yeah, let's put the 3/3 flyer so at least we can tangle with the Overcharge Amalgam. Yeah, silent that. So now that's even more expensive. Our opponent can now cast it, get back 2 creatures. Oh, we're just going for that? Sure, I guess? We could, yeah, probably block with the Clone Crafter. Just make sure not to have too many creatures on board, otherwise our Inquisitors start failing. See if our opponent blocks, I'm actually very fine with that. Opponent goes Tainted Adversary, going wide. Going wide and going tall. Still holding on to the negate at all costs, which is kind of annoying. Okay, they play as a land. We can kind of drop the negate support now. Or we can still keep negate support. If our opponent just activates that, we are kind of some mana away from doubles. Okay, got the flip. Glasspool Mimic, Elite Spellbinder. I guess we do Glasspool Mimic. And copy Skyclave Apparition. Take out the Tainted Adversary. Now we can swing with... Yeah, we can swing with most of our guys. There, that was... Now the good news is we are in the money, sort of. We are sort of in the money. We have one pack for this one. The bad news is any game could be our last here. And oh my gosh, we're at 1.5 hours already. Wow. I'm thinking that I might need to consider control or probably something even faster. If all we're gonna face are all these control decks, we need options. Okay, so we do have negate into Elite Spellbinder. Really depends what our opponent has, though. I'm already considering probably putting 2 islands instead of just 1 after that last issue when it goes Delver. Let's see, do they get the free flip? Nope. Thermal Alchemist. Okay, so it's the light version. So which do I snipe then? Probably the Delver. Sure, the Thermal Alchemist can block the Skyclave all day, but Smoldering Egg. Okay, I figured we would have rather had the opponent take some damage. Okay, we're holding up a Fateful Absence, so that's a plan. Let's just find out what they have in hand before I commit the Brutal Cathar, because there's plenty of 1 mana burn spells that can dome our guys. That it's not quite funny. One's gonna dome us now. Play with fires like the Apparition. That's fine. So it's a 1. Take a little more damage. Fading Hope. They are kind of out of cards though. Ooh, we got Brutal Cathars for days. Actually gonna just swing, see. Yeah, we're gonna hold up the Fateful Absence for now, because we're getting dome for 2 there. So my concern is if they happen to have another 3 mana spell. So they're living off the top of the deck, but we really need another... Well, technically, no. Opponent has another Fading Hope. So next turn is probably just Brutal Cathar on the egg, because it's getting very close. Expressive Iteration. Okay, they did get the flip. We can also just kill it with Fateful Absence. But yeah, we're taking way too much damage now. All of a sudden, all the extra drops. Yeah, I think holding back the negate was a mistake. Our better play was to just get rid of it once and for all. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Ah, that's good game. Wow, they just happened into it. Well, not true. But let's do a double check. Not true. It's a lot of incidental damage here. I guess the real mistake we made was no, that Delver would have been an issue too. Yeah, the mistake we made was we should have been more proactive instead of reactive. That's the problem if you're not used to holding a negate. So we could have won that one even if it was just off the back of Brutal Cathars slowing them down. We will never know how far we would have gone there. But that's it for this run at least. And we've gone way too long on this for that matter. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode of the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. Do let me know what you guys are running instead. I guess we might be at the point where there's already a clearly defined I'm actually surprised I did not run into any of the mono black sacrifice deck. Well, but I guess we might run it again next time. But that's for another day. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care. Have a great rest of the year.